It is our custom in the spring to go around to the various town councils within this region and do an update. And we always like to start with our home council first, which is the town of Superior. So thank you for giving us a place on your agenda. I wanted to introduce our new communities general manager, Diego. Come on down, Diego. Diego comes to us from our La Granja project in Peru. He's got extensive experience in communities around the globe. We're really excited to have him. He's educated as a lawyer. He's attended Harvard and Duke. He's seriously up the IQ average of our group, so we're really excited to have him. So I'm going to turn the time to Diego and let him do the presentation. Thanks, Diego.
Thank you very much, Dave. Mr. Mayor, Jamie Valenzuela, council members, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much first for allowing us to share and give you an update on where we are, what stage we are, and what has happened lately with Resolution Copa. First of all, I'm pretty new in the project, less than 2 months. So it's a time for me to listen. It's a time for me to understand the challenges of the city and the best way possible to make Resolution a partner for Superior's growth, for Superior's development moving forward. I would like first to just share with you a couple of things that have happened. Number one is the reclamation on the lower smelter pond that has been finished by Resolution. So I think many of you have been requesting some information about that, and we have been sharing that. Secondly, the mine plan of operations. That is ready. That has been presented before the authorities. And that is our proposal about developing the mine. What happens next is all the process that has to do with the National Environmental Policy process, and that's called NEPA process. And that NEPA process hopefully will start soon. And what that means is that will open the opportunity for every one of you to participate in a public process, to share your concerns, your suggestions, to get the opportunity to know much better and in detail about the project, about environmental impacts, about mitigation measures, about our operations, our construction stage, what this project will look like. This will take some time. It's an open process, and I would really encourage you to really engage with the project, understand the project, give us your suggestions, concerns, and we will address them. This is led, as you know, by the U.S. Forestry Service. They are leading the process, and again, it's an open, public process where any concern can be discussed. Something that has happened lately is the land exchange. As you know, there's a bill, it's a Congress land exchange. I would say it's something not uncommon. It's common to happen across the country, but it's just a starting point. The land exchange is a process that allows us to start thinking on the development of a project on land that we need to develop it and belongs to the federal government. In order to get that land exchange, we have exchanged that with around 5,300 acres of land of our ownership, of our property, that will allow to protect certain areas that are very important in terms of environment, in terms of traditions as well. So that's really an upside for an area that we do need and we require for the development of the project. But again, that land exchange is not over. It's just started. When would it be over? Once the Forest Service has gone and taken all of us through the whole environmental process, which is the NEPA process. Once the NEPA collects all the opinions, once the NEPA collects all the suggestions, all the concerns, then they will decide what type of environmental impact assessment, how to modify our proposal if necessary. So what we are proposing today might change, depending on your suggestions, depending on what authorities have to say about the project. So that's really important to share. So your participation is really important in this process. As I said, the land exchange was just the beginning of the process. In order to get into this permitting process, the NEPA process, your participation, and a final environmental impact assessment. We were asked recently, as you know, Oak Flat has been listed in the Federal Registry as an historic place. And we were asked if that kills the project. And the answer is no, it doesn't. But definitely something important to take into consideration by the authority, and they will evaluate that as part of the NEPA process in an openly and transparent way. And they will really examine that and go very much on detail on how that will make the project probably change, adjust, or adapt. And that's something that will be taken into consideration. I would also like to share with you that what's my views now leading the social team, the regional economic development teams, and external affairs teams. We have been, in a significant, extraordinary engagement process in the past years with the town of Superior. I have been reviewing all the reports and all the information about how we have started building trust with the town of Superior. But that's not something that we get once and that's it. It's something that we need to keep building and that we need to take good care of it. My vision is long-term. My vision, and this is what I want to bring and my 2 cents and the way I want to add value to the project, is to understand what the challenges are for the town of Superior. Is to get the opportunity to sit down with you or with the members of the council to start searching and seeking for a vision. Based on what? Not in the development of the mine, but around development. Where we see ourselves in 10 years from now and what role can Resolution play towards that vision. And that's where we can find some common grounds with you. Yes, we have amazing programs with the school district. We have amazing programs with different institutions and organizations here in Superior. But I want to take this beyond that. I really want to understand and start sharing a vision and start working on that. Mining business, and it is important for everyone to understand, mining business, we depend a lot on commodity prices, on the mining and metal prices. That's something we do not control. What we do control is our budget. And it is really important for me to justify and have a strong justification, strong plans to really support and justify our budgets to see how we can share and contribute towards that vision in terms of development. I had a meeting this morning with the Gila River College because we wanted to think more on a regional basis. And we will soon have a meeting to see where we take our partnership with the school district as well, and Mr. Esposito. But we have to think in an integrated way, in a regional way. We have to think really long term. We have to think on our young people and see what opportunities we can bring. Not opportunities in terms of developing capabilities just to work for the mine. That would be great. But development of capabilities for the young people to have more opportunities and more chances in their career growth, in their personal development. And I have to be honest, I have had the opportunity to get involved in many of these projects around the world. And I see that it works. So I do believe in what role we can play, a significant role in the development of the town of Superior. So members of the council and ladies and gentlemen, we're open. And if the NEPA is an opportunity for you to share and express some of the ideas around development or around environmental aspects, great. But on parallel, we're here to start developing those meetings, encouraging you to please send us your ideas. Let's be innovative about development. Let's work things different in terms of partnerships, thinking long term. So thank you very much. Members of the council, thank you very much, Mayor. And if there is any question, please, I would be more than happy to.
Any questions or comments from the council?
Just one last thing, Mayor Valenzuela. Just for everyone, considering that soon, hopefully, the NEPA process will start. I will leave this at the back of the room. It just shows what the process looks like, what it means, and how you can participate.
I have a question.
Sure, please.
The act that you just talked about,
I beg your pardon?
the act of the approval of the historical and cultural ground of the old flats,
Yes.
what was that, who was that decided by and what was the process of that?
Well, at the end, it's a federal decision. It's registered in the federal registry. So at the end, that's the authority. That's a private initiative. There was an initiative from the Native American tribes, and it's pretty much respected. That was a process that perfectly could have been also part of the NEPA process, as part of the exposure of the project, and see how this could be affected or not by the project. It still will be discussed through the NEPA process, but it's done.
But it was designated, was it yesterday I read about it or something? I saw
That was
some
last
article.
week. That was last week.
Last weekend?
That is correct. That was
Designated
last
on Friday.
week. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So again, I mean, it's done. It's listed. There are some mining projects that have been developed, you know, considering those kind of listings, and that is something that I'm sure the authority will take into consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.